Adaptations are something of a hit or a miss, but success isn't all that uncommon. I mean, there's a slew of stuff that works so well. Manga to anime, 1-to-1 almost. I mean, adaptations are par for the course. Basically everything I've read is getting adapted these days. But I mean, if you're reading a shit ton of stuff, I guess the odds aren't too bad, huh? So, why am I talking about the misses? I guess we can talk about some major titles. Persona 5. I mean, it's a hit game, like a mad hit, like crazy big. Like, this game is pretty much the JRPG when people talk about JRPGs. The modern kind, at least. The not Dragon Quest games, you know? I think it's very easy to say that Persona 5's story is good. The question of very good and whatever else is another story. But let's be honest, some things work in their specific mediums. I mean, games are games aren't anime, but a game can be anime. I mean, Persona 5 is the game which people say to play if you want to feel like you're in an anime. So why the f*** is it rated as 6? 6.43 to be exact. I mean, it's a good game, how could it be rated so low? I read the reviews. Not that it matters though. I mean, all that matters is whether it's good or not. But I mean, they also called anime unadaptable to live action. But I don't know about that. I thought that too originally. I heard the horror stories. Then the One Piece live action dropped. So what did it do right? I mean, the story was changed. Was it bad? No, it was good. A little camp. But is something that's a little cringe make it bad? Nah, it was unashamedly One Piece. It was exactly what it needed to be. So why is the Persona 5 anime not that great? Well, it's lacking all the flair that the game had. It's not wrong to say that some things can't be adapted. I think I'm not entirely correct on that statement. I think that Persona could have an anime adaptation that captures the series better. I mean, it's got the formula. Its palaces are arcs in a story, but a game with hundreds of hours of gameplay, how the f do you do that? Well, there are some things you have to rush, and guess what? They did that. They rushed it hella. Look, if I had a pill to fixing adaptations, I'd have a job, but I don't have a pill because guess what? They adapted the game quite honestly. Hardly a change made. But guess what? That's a mistake. Mediums have different strengths, different things which people look to focus on. In this case, well, I think it'd be quite fair to say that the player's choice in a game makes it the ultimate self-insert medium. But anime is no stranger to self-inserts, and Ren isn't done horribly. He's actually fairly alright in the anime.
I'm Ryuji Sakamoto, but you can just call me Ryuji. Got it?
Thanks. I'll stick with Sakamoto.
Oh, that's cold.
My suggestion would be to take advantage of the new frames and focus on the combat. Whilst it's not the main focus of the games, that's something the player usually has control over, having the turn-based-esque animation really threw me off. Fights are dynamic, and you pass it off in a turn-based game because it's a game. But something like D&D, whilst turn-based, those turns are 6 seconds. There's no need to abide by the rules of the game. The anime should have been freer, looser. I might have even removed size interruptions which the game throws in to have a coherent line from the tutorial section. It sets the tone for having to remember why everything happened, but the format actually suits itself for an entirely chronological movement. These aren't the best solutions, but they are things which could have changed the face of the anime. I think being too faithful is a little bit of a scam. Everyone says just be faithful to the source material. It's already good stuff. To that, I say screw off. I thought the same till I watched the One Piece live action. I realized that the changes they'd made actually made the pacing match the needs of the show. It was set for a few episodes only, and you couldn't fit all of East Blue without actual adaptation, proper cutting and reworking. With Oda's assistance, I'm sure it was easier, but none of the changes were made with the intention of ruining the essence of One Piece. They stayed true to what the characters and the story was about. I think that while the essence of Persona 5 was kept intact, it was shackled, chained by the lack of change to the story. It was burdened by the medium, instead of enhanced by it. I mean, no shame at all, it's still a fun watch. Nothing I'd go and rewatch, but it doesn't have the same impact after having played the games. And I'll be honest, the reviews aren't wrong. The pacing is really, it's just too wacky. There's no skip to the video gamey parts in the game, but there is in the anime, and they really should have tried to at least figure out what would be brushed over, and what would really make the story shine. The rush through Kamoshida's palace just left me rather whelmed. And the palaces of Persona 5 really are one of their stars. After playing 4, and I'm enjoying it mind you, but those palaces, or those places within the TV world, are very much just dungeon sprawl. That I'd be understanding if you skipped or fast forwarded, but the journey through the palaces is a quarter of what Persona 5 is. That's my take as a fan. The other quarter is the story, and the remaining half is when I have to wait an entire month of in-game time when I finish a palace too fast. Anyway, toodaloo. Those are my thoughts. Not much to be said other than adaptation bad, haha. Hey, end of the video, so why not I tell you to subscribe. 97-ish% of you guys don't subscribe after watching my videos, so it would be great support if you just subscribed. Thanks. Leave a like too if you want.